I'm Michael Bishop, recording engineer with 5-4 Productions in Cleveland, Ohio. We had anywhere upwards of maybe 28 trumpeters on stage, downstage. And so I knew going into this that we had to handle a lot of sound pressure from a lot of trumpeters who all like to play the highest note that they can possibly play at the loudest volume that they can possibly play. If we didn't have microphones down front that would be able to take all of this, we'd be in big trouble. So across the front, I positioned a number of Royer mics. We had the 121s and 122s, as well as the vacuum tube Royer microphones. And those were my solo pickups across the front. Absolutely worked amazingly well, even when the trumpeters came up and just stuck a microphone right in the bell of the trumpet. The microphones didn't complain one bit. Every note was 100% usable, didn't lose a thing. I also had other ribbon microphones around the orchestra. I had 6 microphones above the middle of the orchestra to complement the front condenser microphones that I had on the orchestra. Across the front of the orchestra, I had the Sanken CO100K condenser mics, which are omnidirectional condenser microphones. And that was my main orchestra pickup. But then I needed some closer in detail pickup on the orchestra and something to bring up some color, more of the sound of instruments, the wood of the instruments. Ribbon microphones are particularly good at that. So I had 6 ribbon microphones positioned above the middle of the orchestra to pick up first and second violins, a stereo ribbon microphone over the woodwind section, another ribbon microphone for the cello, and then the violas, which were downstage in this case. I also had a couple of ribbon microphones upstage for the brass section, 2 more ribbon microphones in the bass section, and then a single SF2 for pickup of the drum kit with the jazz band. And a lot of people would question whether it's wise to put just a single microphone on a drum kit. In this case, we were using all available inputs for everything else on the orchestra and the big band, and basically we were down to 2 channels, one for bass and one for drums. So taking an SF2, putting it in just the right spot over a drummer who balances his sound extremely well against the band and has a good balanced sound among everything in the kit, one microphone was more than adequate. There was plenty of drums coming through all of the other microphones on stage to give it sort of a stereo spread and depth and all of that. And the single SF2 over the kit gave me just the focus I needed for kick and snare, hi-hat, the ride cymbal, which is the main part of a big band drum kit, is really ride cymbals and snare mostly. And so that worked perfectly in that case. The SF2 is one of my favorite mics for classical music. It's an essential tool. I'm almost always using it in combination with condenser mics. I like to mix colors. I like to create a picture for the listener that brings out all of the nuances of the music. I'm not looking to make a documentary recording of something going on stage. I am painting a picture with the artist, with the musicians, and hopefully completing the picture that they're putting together on stage. And so I'll use a lot of different colors, a lot of different types of microphones in places that some might not think is a normal classical position. Well, I've been working with David Royer and John Jennings at Royer Labs for many, many years. They're great friends. They've been great supporters of a lot of projects that we've done. When we've run short on microphones, they're always right there, loaning us some microphones for a special event such as CancerBlows. This was way beyond what our capacity was for the number of ribbon microphones that I would need on stage in Dallas. And so they jumped in, donated the microphones for the use. Since this was such a good cause, they were right there with us and supported us in so many ways. Customer service at Royer has been absolutely top-notch. They know that the sessions that we're on are very, very time critical, very quality critical, and they've been extremely supportive of everything that we've been doing in that regard. And just a great company and great friends.